When I first started training, I was this guy who was always going to parties, having fun and enjoying life. But eventually, as I got more and more sucked down the rabbit hole of trying to optimize everything for training, I started being more and more neurotic about bodybuilding and therefore my diet as well. And one day, I decided to stop drinking. And at first I kept going out with people, I just refused to drink. But eventually I realized that I don't fucking enjoy this. So I stopped even going, and I had a pretty good friend group at the time, and as I said no to more and more invitations, they eventually stopped inviting me. And eventually I started kind of falling more and more out of the fan group until one day I woke up and I realized like, wait, what the fuck am I doing? I'm not going anywhere, I'm not really talking with anybody. I just wake up, I go to school, I go to the gym, go home, eat, sleep, and then repeat the whole thing again. And it's kind of boring at this point. And a lot of people who care for their health and fitness start going down the same path after they discover that, wait, drinking alcohol actually sucks for making gains in the gym and also for your health. And while that is all true, just stopping drinking altogether is not the solution, especially when you're young. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to encourage drinking here, but these are the times of your life when you need to live. These are the times of your life when you need to experience the things that will later on become crazy stories that you will tell your future children. Oh, but I don't need to drink to feel good. If you go to a party, you go to a birthday, you go camping with your friends, people are going to drink. And the thing is, if you're the only person who doesn't, it's going to suck. So I do completely agree that you shouldn't have to drink in order to be able to tolerate your friends, because then they're not your real friends. But when everybody else is drinking, if you're gonna be the only one who's sober, it's going to suck ass. Oh, but if my friends want me to go to the party with them and drink with them, then they're not my true friends, I need to discard them. Look, if drinking is the only thing that's keeping you together and you only ever meet to drink together, then yeah, those are not friends. But in my case, I had an actually good friend group that I was talking with regularly, and I would get invited to a party to go and drink with them like once a month. And that doesn't really do anything for your gains, but if you refuse to go every single time, people will notice it and they will stop inviting you, and you will be the lame guy who never comes anymore. And that especially sucks because a lot of the memes and the inside jokes that are in a certain friend circle are born at these events, and then people are joking around and talking and you're like, what the fuck, because you don't understand what happened because you weren't there. Okay, people telling you to get rid of your friends because of self-improvement are idiots. This mindset recently has become so prevalent that you need to get rid of everybody and you just need to lock yourself in your room and hustle and work all day and only talk with people who only bring you up and who share the same goals as you and all that shit. If I would only talk with people in my life who are as deeply into self-improvement and lifting as me, I would talk with 0 people. You have to realize that most people aren't like this. And that's fine. Not everybody has to be the same, and just because somebody invites you to a party where there will be alcohol consumption, that doesn't mean that that person doesn't want the best for you. And now let's talk about the effect of alcohol on your gains. I think this is very, very overrated, honestly. Alcohol won't kill your gains. You just have to not get shit-faced all the time. Literally, if you get 2 drinks, it won't do anything. You get 2 beers, nothing happens. Except if you're a fellow craft beer enjoyer and you get like 2 triple IPAs that have like 9-10% alcohol, that's a bit different. But if you limit yourself to 2 drinks per night, nothing will happen. You can just continue living your life. You can go lifting the next day. Now still, if you go a little bit above that and let's say you get a little drunk but nothing crazy, okay, so you just start feeling it a little, still nothing is going to happen. Maybe you're gonna be a little bit tired the next day. Maybe when you go lifting, instead of benching 100 kg you will bench only 95, but it will still barely make any difference. You need to stop literally manifesting the shit into your life, and you can just stop overcomplicating things. You don't need to have plans and strategies of like, oh, okay, I'm not going to go to the gym before because then it's gonna impact my recovery, so I'm just gonna go the day after. I used to do that shit and it's completely unnecessary. The only 2 things I will say is, after drinking, try to get as much sleep as possible. So if you don't need to wake up the next day, don't wake up. I mean, do wake up, but don't wake up early. Let yourself rest. And then if you have a training session the day after, don't skip. Go, unless you're completely hungover. And even that shouldn't really happen any more often than like maybe once or twice a year. But if you're doing that more often, then what the fuck are you doing with your life? So stop with the excuses. Stop always trying to go to one extreme. Try to instead balance out bodybuilding and social life. And click here to watch my last video.